1983 to 1987 Renault Alliance. The Renault Alliance arrived in 1983 as a joint venture between AMC and Renault, winning Motor Trend's Car of the Year on launch. It was affordable, fuel-efficient, and initially praised for its European character. The base 1.4-liter four-cylinder produced 64 horsepower, later upgraded to a 1.7-liter, making 77 horsepower. Wheelbase measured 97.8 inches, and curb weight sat around 2,000 pounds. Priced at $5,595, early sales were strong. The ownership experience told a completely different story. Engines failed regularly before 50,000 miles, electrical systems developed mysterious shorts that drained batteries overnight, and rust consumed body panels within months, even in dry climates. Interior components disintegrated quickly. Switches broke on first use, seats collapsed, and heating systems rarely functioned properly. When Renault exited the American market in 1987, replacement parts disappeared almost immediately, leaving owners stranded with irreparable vehicles. Consumer Reports ranked it at the bottom of reliability surveys every single year of its production run. 1982 to 1988 Cadillac Cimarron. Cadillac's attempt to compete with the BMW 3 Series produced one of the most infamous badge engineering failures in automotive history. The Cimarron was built on the same platform as the Chevrolet Cavalier, sharing its doors, greenhouse, and structure, but carried a Cadillac badge and a price tag between $12,000 and $19,000. It launched with an 88 horsepower 1.8-liter four-cylinder, later receiving a 2.8-liter V6 producing 130 horsepower. Even with the V6, 0 to 60 took over 10 seconds. Journalists and buyers immediately recognized the deception. The interior materials felt cheap despite leather seating, engines ran rough, and handling offered none of the European sportiness Cadillac advertised. The fundamental Cavalier architecture, a $6,000 economy car, was impossible to disguise at luxury prices. The Cimarron permanently damaged Cadillac's reputation with traditional buyers, many of whom defected to Lincoln or European imports and never returned. Automotive historians consistently cite it as one of the most brand-damaging product decisions in American automotive history. 1976 to 1979 Plymouth Volare. Plymouth brought the Volare to market in 1976, and first-year buyers effectively became unpaid product testers. Engine options included a 225 cubic inch slant 6 producing 100 horsepower, a 318 cubic inch V8 with 150 horsepower, and a 360 cubic inch V8 rated at 175 horsepower. The car looked conventional enough on the outside, but underneath lurked a catalog of unresolved engineering problems that would cost Chrysler over $109 million in recall expenses alone. Front fenders developed rust holes within 2 years due to missing inner liners and no galvanization treatment. The Volare accumulated at least 8 serious safety recalls in its first year of production: hoods that failed to latch, engines that stalled without warning, seat belts that malfunctioned, and suspension components that broke prematurely. Chronic stalling plagued owners at intersections and highway on-ramps throughout its production run. Motor Trend named it Car of the Year for 1976. Consumer Reports later identified it as one of the most recalled automobiles in American history. 1976-1979 Dodge Aspen. The Dodge Aspen was a rebadged Plymouth Volare, sharing the same K-Car-era platform, the same engine lineup, 225 slant 6 with 100 horsepower, 318 V8 with 150, and 360 V8 with 175, and every single one of the Volare's well-documented problems. Chrysler marketed both cars simultaneously through separate dealer networks, effectively doubling the customer exposure to the same unresolved defects. The 1976 and 1977 models rusted through front fenders within months in northern climates, triggering one of the largest recalls in Chrysler's corporate history, affecting over 1 million vehicles. Chronic engine stalling caused cars to die unexpectedly during left turns, while merging onto highways and at traffic signals. Multiple recall campaigns never fully resolved the carburetor and emissions system issues. Safety recalls also addressed hoods that opened spontaneously at speed, seatbelt failures, and brake components that fractured under normal use. Oldsmobile Delta 88 with diesel. General Motors introduced a diesel option on the Oldsmobile Delta 88 in 1978, promising fuel economy without sacrifice. The 350 cubic inch diesel V8 was rushed to market after only 5 years of development, and the shortcut showed immediately. Engineers adapted an existing gasoline V8 block rather than designing a purpose-built diesel, retaining head bolts engineered for far lower compression ratios. Under diesel's substantially higher cylinder pressures, those bolts stretched and snapped, causing blown head gaskets that allowed coolant to enter the combustion chambers. The result was hydrolock and complete engine destruction. GM also emitted a water separator from the fuel system to reduce costs, causing widespread corrosion inside injection pumps. The timing chain stretched prematurely, producing hard starting and poor performance even in engines that hadn't yet failed catastrophically. Repair bills frequently exceeded $2,000 per incident. 1985 to 1990 Cadillac DeVille. Cadillac downsized the DeVille for 1985, making it 2 feet shorter and 600 pounds lighter. The centerpiece of the redesign was the HT 4100, a 4.1-liter V8 producing just 125 horsepower for a 3,300-pound luxury sedan. The aluminum block and iron cylinder heads expanded at different thermal rates under operating temperatures, a mismatch that caused chronic head gasket failures. Oil pumps failed regularly, head bolts pulled loose from the soft aluminum block, and coolant mixed with engine oil, producing the sludge that destroyed these engines from within. Most HT 4100s failed before reaching 60,000 miles, leaving owners with repair invoices that exceeded the car's market value. The digital dashboard electronics failed randomly or displayed entirely incorrect information. Car and driver famously destroyed a rear tire during skid pad testing, revealing dangerous suspension geometry issues that should have been caught before production. 1975 Chrysler Imperial. The 1975 Chrysler Imperial represented the flagship of an automaker already struggling with the consequences of the 1973 oil embargo. Stretching over 230 inches and weighing nearly 5,000 pounds, it was powered by a 440 cubic inch V8 that delivered single-digit fuel economy at a moment when fuel costs dominated every conversation about car ownership. The starting price exceeded $8,500, positioning it firmly against Cadillac and Lincoln at a time when Chrysler could not match either competitor's reliability standards. Electrical failures were persistent throughout ownership. Power accessories, lighting systems, and dashboard instruments malfunctioned regularly. Paint quality was inconsistent across the production run, with numerous vehicles developing premature finish deterioration. 1971 to 1980 Chevrolet Vega. The Chevrolet Vega arrived in 1971 as GM's answer to the growing import market, carrying genuinely innovative engineering, a 2.3-liter aluminum block with silicon-etched cylinder bores, independent suspension, and modern proportions. The engine produced between 70 and 110 horsepower depending on year and specification. Starting around $2,000, it appeared to offer genuine value. The problems emerged quickly and proved impossible to solve. The aluminum block and iron cylinder head expanded at different rates under heat, warping cylinder walls and destroying seals long before any reasonable service interval. Many engines required complete rebuilds before reaching 50,000 miles at costs that exceeded the car's depreciated value. Oil consumption between changes was measured in quarters, not ounces. Rust attacked fenders, door bottoms, and quarter panels within 2 years, despite GM's public assurances about corrosion protection. 1980 to 1984 Chevrolet Citation. The Chevrolet Citation debuted in 1980 as GM's first front-wheel drive compact, winning Motor Trend's Motor Turn Car of the Year and generating over 800,000 sales in the first 2 years alone. It was available as a proper 4-door sedan alongside hatchback variants, powered by either a 2.5-liter Iron Duke 4-cylinder producing 90 horsepower or a 2.8-liter V6 making 115 horsepower. On paper, the Citation represented exactly the modern, efficient American compact the market demanded. In practice, it became one of the most dangerous consumer vehicles of the decade. Rear brakes locked unexpectedly under normal stopping conditions, causing accidents and triggering multiple federal safety recalls. The suspension geometry was fundamentally flawed, producing unpredictable handling characteristics that caught drivers off guard in everyday situations. Engines leaked oil chronically, transmissions failed prematurely, and electrical systems developed problems across every subsystem. Interior quality deteriorated rapidly. Plastic panels warped and split, seat fabric deteriorated, chrome trim flaked within weeks, and doors shifted out of alignment under normal use. As word spread through owner communities and automotive press, sales collapsed.